Does growing older have to mean growing weaker, lonelier, and less capable? Does reaching 80 automatically signal the beginning of the end, a slow fade into frailty and dependence? For far too many seniors, that's exactly what happens. They watch their bodies decline, their social circles shrink, and their purpose evaporate, all while wondering if this inevitable slide is simply the price of aging. But here's the truth that might surprise you. The way most seniors age after 80 isn't actually inevitable at all. The difference between those who thrive into their 90s and beyond and those who struggle isn't primarily about luck or genetics. It's about understanding four critical mistakes that accelerate decline and four powerful secrets that the healthiest, longest-living seniors use to maintain their strength, independence, and joy well into their later decades. Today, we're going to explore why so many seniors face such dramatic decline after age 80, and more importantly, what you can do differently, starting right now to dramatically improve your odds of living not just longer, but better. Whether you're a senior yourself navigating these challenges or someone who loves and cares for an older adult, this information can genuinely transform the trajectory of these precious years. So let's dive into the four main reasons most seniors struggle after 80, and then I'll share the four proven secrets that can help you or your loved one beat those odds. The first and perhaps most overlooked reason seniors decline after 80 isn't physical at all, it's psychological, and it centers on something researchers call loss of purpose and daily meaning. Think about this carefully. For most of your adult life, you had clear roles and responsibilities that gave structure and meaning to your days. You went to work, you raised children, you maintained a household, you served your community, you cared for aging parents. These roles, whether you loved them or found them challenging, gave you a reason to get up each morning. They made you feel needed, valuable, and connected to something larger than yourself. But what happens after 80? For many seniors, those defining roles have disappeared. The career ended years ago. The children are grown with their own families and busy lives. Friends have passed away or moved to be near their own children. The organizations you volunteered with may have shifted focus or become harder to participate in due to mobility challenges. Suddenly, the days stretch out with no clear purpose, no one depending on you, no compelling reason to engage with the world beyond basic survival. This loss of purpose is devastating in ways that go far beyond simple boredom. When you don't have a reason to get up in the morning, when you don't feel needed or valued, your motivation to take care of yourself plummets. Why bother making a nutritious meal when you're eating alone and no one cares? Why stay physically active when you have nowhere to go and nothing to do? Why maintain social connections when you feel you have nothing to contribute? This psychological shift affects everything. Your appetite, your energy level, your willingness to seek medical care, your cognitive sharpness, even your immune function. The research on this topic is absolutely clear and remarkably consistent. Seniors who maintain a sense of purpose, who have something or someone that gives their days meaning, live significantly longer and healthier lives than those who don't. And here's what's beautiful about this: that purpose doesn't have to be grand or extraordinary. It doesn't require an impressive career or a large family. The seniors who thrive are often those who have found simple but meaningful ways to feel needed. Let me tell you about Helen, a 79-year-old widow whose story illustrates this perfectly. After her husband died, Helen felt utterly lost. They'd been married for 55 years, and her identity had been deeply tied to being his wife and partner. Her children lived in different states with their own demanding lives. Helen found herself sitting at home day after day, watching television without really seeing it, feeling like her life was essentially over, even though she was physically quite healthy. Then something shifted. A neighbor mentioned that the local library was looking for volunteers to help with their literacy program, working with adults learning to read. Helen had been a teacher decades earlier, and something about this opportunity sparked something in her. She started volunteering 2 mornings a week. Within months, Helen was a different person. She had somewhere to be, people who counted on her, and the profound satisfaction of watching her students progress. She made friends with other volunteers. She started paying attention to her appearance again because she was going out into the world. Her energy returned. Her sense of humor came back. When I say this volunteer work saved Helen's life, I'm not exaggerating. Purpose fuels resilience in ways that medicine simply cannot replicate. The second critical reason seniors decline after 80 is the hidden but devastating effect of social isolation. As we age, our social circles naturally shrink, and this contraction accelerates dramatically after age 80. Friends pass away. Neighbors move to be closer to their children or into assisted living facilities. Siblings and cousins die or become too frail to maintain contact. Adult children, while they may love you deeply, are often consumed by their own careers, their own children, their own aging concerns. The result is that many seniors find themselves with fewer and fewer meaningful social connections and eventually profound loneliness. Here's what makes this so dangerous. Loneliness isn't just an emotional discomfort. It's a serious health risk that rivals smoking and uncontrolled high blood pressure in its impact on mortality and morbidity. When you're chronically lonely and isolated, your stress hormones remain elevated. Your immune system becomes less effective at fighting off illness. Your cognitive function declines more rapidly. Your risk of depression and anxiety skyrockets. Even your cardiovascular health suffers, with isolated seniors experiencing higher rates of heart disease and stroke. The process often happens gradually, so gradually that you might not even notice it's happening. First, you stop attending certain social activities because they've become physically harder or less appealing. Then, casual friendships fade because you're not running into people regularly anymore. Phone calls become less frequent. Before you know it, days or even weeks can pass without a meaningful conversation with another human being. And in that isolation, your health, both mental and physical, begins to deteriorate. George's story demonstrates this pattern clearly. George was an 82-year-old man who'd always been robust and independent. After his wife died, he gradually withdrew from social activities. He stopped going to the senior center where he'd played cards weekly. He declined invitations from neighbors. He rarely called his children because he didn't want to burden them. Within a year, George had become noticeably withdrawn. He ate less, slept poorly, and seemed confused at times. His children worried he was developing dementia. But here's what changed everything. George's daughter convinced him to try a morning coffee group at a local diner. Just once. George reluctantly agreed. And to his surprise, he enjoyed the casual conversation with other men his age. He started going regularly. Within weeks, his entire demeanor changed. His appetite returned. His confusion cleared up. It had been depression and isolation, not dementia at all. His doctor was amazed at the improvement. Accomplished not through medication, but through simple human connection. The lesson here is profound. We are social creatures at every age. Even small, casual social interactions, a friendly chat at the grocery store, a wave to a neighbor, a phone call with an old friend, these moments nourish us in ways we desperately need. Seniors who maintain social engagement, even in modest ways, are consistently healthier, happier, and more resilient than those who become isolated, regardless of their physical health status. The third major reason seniors struggle after 80 is the silent, progressive impact of declining mobility. This one sneaks up on people because it happens so gradually. It starts with small things. Taking a bit longer to get out of bed in the morning, feeling a little less steady on stairs, experiencing stiffness after sitting for a while. These changes seem minor, so you adapt without really thinking about it. You move a little slower, you're a bit more careful, you avoid certain activities that feel risky. But here's the insidious part. As your mobility declines, you naturally reduce your physical activity. You stop taking that daily walk because your knees hurt. You skip church because getting in and out of the car has become difficult. You decline family gatherings because navigating unfamiliar spaces feels dangerous. And as you reduce activity, your muscles weaken further, your balance deteriorates more, and your confidence plummets. It becomes a vicious cycle where less activity leads to less capability, which leads to even less activity. The consequences of this mobility decline extend far beyond physical capability. When you lose the ability to move freely and confidently, you lose independence, and with it, a crucial piece of your identity and dignity. Simple tasks that you've done without thinking for decades, carrying groceries, showering safely, climbing stairs to visit family, suddenly become daunting or impossible. This loss of independence affects your mood, your sense of self-worth, and your willingness to engage with life. Doris, an 85-year-old woman, exemplified this trajectory. She'd always been fiercely independent, living alone and managing her own affairs with pride. But after a minor fall in her kitchen, fear took hold. Doris started limiting her activities dramatically. She stopped her daily walks around the neighborhood. She avoided her garden, which she'd tended for decades. She declined invitations to visit friends. Within 6 months, Doris had declined so significantly that her children were discussing assisted living options. She'd become weaker, more unsteady, and depressed about her diminishing capabilities. But there's tremendous hope in understanding this pattern, because mobility loss isn't inevitable, and it's often reversible, at least partially. The secret is safe, manageable physical activity tailored to your current capabilities. This might mean chair exercises, gentle water aerobics, short walks with a walker or cane, or balance training with professional support. The goal isn't to become an athlete. It's to maintain or gradually rebuild the strength, flexibility, and balance that allow you to move through daily life with confidence and independence. Many communities offer programs specifically designed for seniors: chair yoga classes, balance workshops, water aerobics at comfortable temperatures, walking groups that accommodate different paces. These programs offer double benefits: the physical activity itself and the social connection that comes with group participation. And here's the remarkable truth that research confirms again and again: it's never too late to benefit from physical activity. Even seniors in their 90s who begin gentle, regular exercise show measurable improvements in strength, balance, and overall function. Daily movement, adapted to your abilities, is perhaps the single most powerful tool available for maintaining independence and adding healthy, vibrant years to your life. The fourth critical reason seniors struggle after 80 is one that's surprisingly easy to overlook: underestimating the fundamental power of daily nutrition and hydration. As we age, our relationship with food and water changes in ways that can gradually undermine our health. Metabolism slows down, digestive efficiency decreases, taste and smell often diminish, making food less appealing. If you live alone, cooking can feel like too much effort for just one person. Depression or grief can eliminate appetite entirely. Physical limitations might make grocery shopping or meal preparation genuinely difficult. The result is that many seniors gradually slip into eating patterns that simply don't provide adequate nutrition. Maybe you're surviving on toast and cereal, canned soup and crackers, convenience foods that are easy but nutritionally empty. These choices might fill your stomach, but they're not giving your body what it desperately needs to maintain muscle mass, bone density, immune function, and cognitive sharpness. Let's talk specifically about what happens when nutrition becomes inadequate. First, protein intake becomes critically important after 70, but many seniors don't consume nearly enough. Your body needs protein to maintain muscle mass, and without adequate protein, you experience accelerated sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. Less muscle means less strength, which increases fall risk, reduces independence, and is directly associated with shorter lifespan. Every meal should include a good protein source: eggs, Greek yogurt, lean meats, fish, beans, cottage cheese, or protein-fortified foods. Beyond protein, your body needs the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants found in colorful fruits and vegetables. These nutrients support immune function, helping you fight off infections that can be deadly for older adults. They support bone health, reducing fracture risk. They support cognitive function, potentially slowing memory decline. And fiber, found in whole grains, vegetables, and fruits, becomes increasingly important for digestive health and blood sugar stability. Then there's hydration, which is perhaps the most dangerously underestimated aspect of senior nutrition. As we age, our sensation of thirst diminishes. You can be significantly dehydrated without feeling particularly thirsty, But even mild dehydration in older adults can cause confusion, dizziness, fatigue, and dangerous falls. Chronic dehydration stresses your kidneys, makes constipation worse, and increases the risk of urinary tract infections, which can quickly become serious at advanced ages. Yet many seniors drink only a cup or two of fluid per day, far less than the recommended intake. Frank's experience illustrates how dramatically nutrition affects health in later years. Frank was an 83-year-old man who'd always been healthy and active. But after his wife died and he moved to a smaller apartment, his eating habits deteriorated. He rarely cooked, surviving mostly on sandwiches, cookies, and canned soup. He drank coffee in the morning but little else throughout the day. Within months, Frank looked and felt dramatically worse. He'd lost significant weight. His energy was gone. He felt confused and weak, and his children were terrified they were watching him die. Frank's doctor ran tests, expecting to find serious illness, but instead found malnutrition and dehydration. With a relatively simple intervention, a meal plan that included protein with every meal, regular fruits and vegetables, and a strategy to ensure adequate fluid intake throughout the day, Frank's transformation was remarkable. Within weeks, his energy returned, his confusion cleared, his strength began rebuilding. His children got their father back, not through medical miracles, but through addressing fundamental nutritional needs. The lesson here is clear and hopeful. What you eat and drink every single day profoundly influences not just how you feel today, but whether you'll be thriving or declining 5 years from now. Balanced nutrition and adequate hydration aren't luxuries or minor concerns. They're absolutely fundamental to maintaining health, independence, and quality of life in your 80s and beyond. So here we are, having explored the 4 main reasons why so many seniors struggle after age 80. Loss of purpose and meaning, social isolation, declining mobility, and inadequate nutrition and hydration. But understanding the problems is only half the story. The truly hopeful part is that each of these challenges has a solution. And those solutions are the 4 secrets that the longest-living, healthiest seniors have discovered and put into practice. Secret number 1. Find and maintain a sense of daily purpose, even if it's small. This might mean volunteering, caring for a pet, tending a garden, mentoring someone younger, participating in a club or religious community, or simply committing to calling one friend each day. The specific activity matters less than the fact that it gives you a reason to engage with life, a reason to get up and participate rather than simply existing. Secret number 2, protect and nurture your social connections with fierce intentionality. Reach out even when it feels hard. Accept invitations even when staying home seems easier. Make regular phone calls. Join groups or classes. Attend community events. Recognize that social connection isn't a luxury. It's a health necessity as important as any medication you take. Secret number 3. Move your body every single day in whatever way is safe and manageable for you right now. This might be gentle stretching in bed, chair exercises, a short walk, water aerobics, or physical therapy exercises. The key is consistency and gradually building on what you can do rather than focusing on what you can't. Movement maintains independence, and independence maintains dignity and joy. Secret number 4. Take your nutrition and hydration seriously as daily acts of self-care that directly determine your future health. Eat protein with every meal. Include colorful fruits and vegetables daily. Choose whole grains over refined ones when possible. And drink water consistently throughout the day, not waiting until you feel thirsty. If cooking is difficult, explore meal delivery services, ask family for help, or look into community programs that provide nutritious meals for seniors. Here's what I want you to understand. Aging doesn't have to mean declining. The way you age is not predetermined by genetics or luck. It's significantly influenced by the daily choices you make about purpose, connection, movement, and nourishment. Every positive choice, no matter how small, tips the balance toward a longer, richer, more vibrant life. And it's never, ever too late to start making those choices. Which of these 4 secrets resonates most strongly with you right now? Is it finding renewed purpose? Rebuilding social connections? Getting your body moving again? Improving your daily nutrition? Whatever it is, commit to one small step today. Make one phone call. Take one short walk. Add protein to one meal. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What did you learn today that surprised you? Which of these 4 areas do you most want to work on? What small change are you going to make this week? Sharing your thoughts and commitments helps create a community of motivated, inspired seniors and the people who love them, all working together toward healthier, more fulfilling later years. And please subscribe to our channel for more practical, evidence-based guidance on thriving through your senior years with strength, independence, and joy. We're here to support you every step of the way. Remember, you have far more control over how you age than you might have believed. Your choices matter. Your efforts count. And with purpose, connection, movement, and nourishment, you can write a story for your 80s, 90s, and beyond that you'll be proud of. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And here's to your health, your happiness, and your continued vibrant life.